First World Conflict arises. But after personally having traveled to Ukraine less than a year ago, we have officially landed in Ukraine.
Like, look at her, like, she's amazing.
That was really special. Amar having literally just come back from a trip to Russia, and Eric's family being half Russian and half Ukrainian, with his dad in Kiev as the first bombs hit. There were too many signs pointing us in this direction. This story is both wildly tragic and extremely inspiring. And what you're about to witness here is living proof of what's possible when we collectively choose to act in the name of love and empathy.
How are we?
Good. How are you? Good to see you.
Good. Sleeping in the car last night, we definitely needed these.
Our friend Max isn't a stranger to disaster relief. Having built a group called Adventures for Change, when the big earthquake in Nepal hit in 2015, he was on a flight the following day heading there to facilitate help on the ground, raise funds, and make an immediate impact on those hurt and displaced. Max arrived 3 days before us, and he'd already been to every single border crossing along the border of Poland and Ukraine, collecting data on what's needed the most and making connections with key volunteers on the ground to help guide us to where we can be of service the most.
You lose faith in humanity with what's going on with the war, and then somehow it's to a certain extent restored by what the Polish people are doing. At this point in time, there's 1 million refugees, 500,000 in Poland. When they arrive, they get brought to these massive either warehouses, commercial buildings, or school gyms that are just absolutely flanked with beds.
Having just been in Russia a month ago and having talked to tens of cab drivers, people working at stores, people that I've met on the streets, there is not a single one of them that when I mentioned Putin didn't completely just go, like face of pure dissatisfaction and distrust and disgust from what he's done to the country. I mean, the message of war is always that the government is not the people. And I think this time specifically, when you're dealing with a dictator, autocrat like Putin, I think that separation has to even be clear, because you're just counting millions, tens of millions of people based on the acts of one man. And I think kids our age are getting 5 years in prison for just taking to the street to say no to war.
We're not coming for a specific story. Like, our community is our greatest asset, and if anything is needed, things to be picked up, a convoy of cars going out to pick people up, like whatever it is, we can post and mobilize that. And then the second thing is just, like, as you said, show what's going on right now and show that side of humanity that will be missed when we look back at this war through the news. So
How are you feeling?
It's very intense, dude. Hearing my dad on the phone, like, hit me as quickly as everyone else in my family, that he was, like, in Ukraine and that he's had this crazy experience as well, and that, like, so many, now that I posted on Instagram that I'm here, like, so many friends are reaching out that their family is stuck or that their family's fighting, and they appreciate us coming out. And I'm feeling a lot of gratitude as well for being involved in this, because I didn't know how to help, My mom's from Kiev, I go to Ukraine all the time, and to hear that it's being destroyed is so terrible, and that friends in Russia are affected and all that, but I didn't know what to do.
Finally. I have no underwear, no socks, no shaving, no toothbrush, nothing. This is all I possess.
As we began to get a grasp of the situation, we started hearing first-hand accounts from some of the refugees.
Kiev? Yeah. When did you leave?
3 days ago.
3 days ago. So, like, you spent a couple of days with the bombings and everything. Wow.
Rough days in Kiev, but thankfully.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys made it safe.
Yeah.
Everybody you're seeing here, all of these are the Egyptian students that fled.
One of their friends in line basically had a heart attack. They didn't eat or drink for 4 or 5 days in line, standing.
So crazy.
Eh? Habibi Lawal.
How are you doing?
Guys, I love you so much.
Thank you, man. I'm glad you made it out safe.
It really is chaotic. The big problems are in city centres, right? Like, go to the bus station tonight in Warsaw, people lying everywhere. Yeah, that's where you really should go. Like, we can even take you this evening, right? Like, that's where the problems are, is the people just lying everywhere. They've got across, but they got nowhere to go.
Oh, I'm really glad that I can see you. If you need any help, I'm from here, I'm from Warsaw.
Amazing, let me get your number.
Pretty much the majority of our interactions with subscribers in Warsaw went like this. Immediate willingness to help and support in any way they can. Even this amazing office that we ended up being able to operate from was the result of an interaction with someone who met us by accident when we were working in the public space outside his office one night.
It's both immensely inspiring to see so many people who flew in from all around the world to come here and help, alongside all the locals, both Polish and Ukrainian and really from all over the world, and we're trying to understand what is needed on this side and what is needed on the other side and how we can get it there.
The main problem we faced was supply chain shortages in Poland, since most things had already been bought to help refugees. So our true objectives became clear. First, to join forces with Max's current GoFundMe and raise as much as possible to pay for supplies, while also reaching out to local communities and big-name brands to see what they could donate.
Something between 70 and 100,000 euro.